From the station putting local first, you're watching Studio 9.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Studio 9. I'm your host, Robert Bettis. This show is all about positive borderland living. Of course, in the middle of a pandemic, many businesses had to change completely, some even shutting down. Well, finally, businesses are slowly coming back and reopening. Today, we're going to talk to a friend of mine, Dr. Dan Castro, a dentist, and we say, smile with him. Have you ever tasted the best homemade cheese of the borderland? We're going to go out to the Lacone Dairy. And, of course, when this pandemic started, many businesses were in freak-out mode. Many turned to the El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for help. Of course, with the theme of reopening El Paso, we need to talk to some people who have been absolutely instrumental in helping businesses. Joining me now from the El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Cindy Ramos Davidson. Cindy, it is so good to see you.
It's great to see you, and in person and not in front of a screen.
Now,
I love it.
You have a smile on your face.
Yet you can see it because I don't have my mask on.
Exactly. I don't have my mask on either. I guess we're kind of like low-grade maskers. Oh, well. But we're here to talk about reopening up. Now, I want to ask you a question. You have 1,352 businesses who are members of the Hispanic Chamber. Is that right?
Yes, sir, we do.
That's a lot of families. That's a lot of workers. That's a lot of money.
Going back into the economy, correct, and generating opportunity for El Paso.
On a scale of 1 to 10, when the coronavirus required shutdowns and people became suddenly very terrified, what were the businesses saying on a scary level was the number?
1 to 10, over the top, over 10.
Over 10.
They were very, very concerned about cuts in their supply chains. What were they going to do with their employees? How were they going to infuse additional cash into their company? How were they going to be able to even keep their businesses open? Because one of the primary things they had in concern was not only their employees, but their customers as well. They knew if they didn't have healthy employees, they didn't have a business. But they had nothing set in motion, no succession plan for facing a pandemic. We've never faced this. But the beauty of this is small business is very entrepreneurial. They have to think quickly on their feet. They're not like larger corporations that have so many layers layers to go to. So where that's a bad side, the good side of it is they can retool and they can pivot very quickly. They just have to sit down and think about how to do that. After the tragedy of what happened goes away a little bit, they have to stop and think about, okay, now what do I do? Where do I go? How do I get my supply chain? How do I hire my employees? How do I get my customers? What can I use to be able to retool my company to still stay alive? And oh, I'm going to need some additional resources, and what are those?
Okay, so Cindy, the El Paso Hispanic Chamber went right into action.
Oh, we did.
Okay,
we popped right into action.
And of course, the CARES Act, thank goodness for that.
Yes.
That infused some cash.
Exactly.
What did the federal government do for you, and what did the chamber do for its members?
Well, immediately we decided technology was going to be our goldenrod. As much as we hate technology, we embrace it very quickly. We knew it was a way that we needed to stay connected to our members. They needed to know that there was somebody on the front line facing this with them just as drastically as they were. But our fear was giving them the right kind of information and guiding them through the right processes. The federal government's partnership with us allowed us to create what we call COVID business assistance teams through our business centers, our MBDA Business Center, and our Women's Center to be able to help businesses do this. But in the beginning, it was all done virtually. We did not close the office. We closed it to seeing people, but we did it virtually. And so nobody came in the office, but we did it all through technology, and we got at it right away in doing training seminars and things that businesses could access because they needed to know how to stay alive. It's about survivability in a changing time.
Part of your strategy was this right here. This was invaluable for businesses, wasn't it? What is this?
This is our Work Safe, Work Smart, Work Hard resource guide. It's got everything you can possibly think in it that you need to do to retool your business. And business has to realize that they have to keep their employees and their customers safe. So when they go into their business, they have to think, what is a touch point for every person that comes in? Doorknobs, windows, phones, cell phones, computers, laptops, equipment. All of that has to be cleaned. And including safety protocols like sneeze guards. When you come into our office, we have sneeze guards in between all our cubicles. We have sanitation corners, we have sanitation stations, we have portable sanitation stations, we have masks, We have a retooling sign that says your temperature will be checked. You have to have a contact tracing form. If you put all the safety protocols in place, you can reopen and create some revenue.
What would you say to everybody out there who is legitimately scared?
Yeah.
I don't blame them. We were terrorized. This was a pandemic. What do you say to the shopper about local El Paso businesses?
Go out and spend your money. Use your masks. Use your safety protocols. Do your contact tracing. Do your social distancing. Watch the safety protocols. Shop local. Buy local. And keep it local. We've got to re-envision the coming year.
When we come back, we'll show you how Cindy Ramos Davidson and the El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce brought in a special cleaning company to deep clean the entire facility and get a certificate. We'll show you how.
Don't miss the 4th of July event at Conn's Home Plus. Save up to 50% on Hot July Buy appliances for your kitchen or laundry. Plus, get an instant extra 10% off when you buy 3 or more, or an extra 5% off with 2 or more. Now at Conn's Home Plus.
The open road, the wind in your hair, the feeling of freedom that drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with confidence and peace of mind. That's why your Chevy Clean dealers commit to using enhanced vehicle cleaning measures with CDC-approved cleansers. If you need a new Trax, get 0% APR for 72 months or $3,500 cash allowance. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available, so you can find new roads with confidence.
Located in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and serving the Borderplex region is the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine. Here we're training the next generation of osteopathic physicians. DOs are complete physicians who practice in every medical specialty, providing all the benefits of modern medicine. DOs are trained to consider the person within the patient, helping achieve optimal wellness by focusing on health promotion and disease prevention. Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine, the future of healthcare.
My buddy and I have been working up a big appetite for some great steaks.
Well, welcome to the edge of Texas. Follow me.
Edge of Texas, Steakhouse and Saloon. Feed the hungry cowboy in you with class. Edge of Texas, Steakhouse and Saloon.
For the last 40 years, Gray Heating and Air Conditioning has given its customers the satisfaction of great service and expertise in heating, air conditioning, and indoor air quality. Call Gray Heating and Air Conditioning. Carrier factory authorized dealers. Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Welcome back. Now, critical to reopening a business is making sure that the employees, the management, and the customers know that place is very, very clean, it's secure, it's ready to receive people. And joining me once again is Cindy Ramos Davis, the CEO of the El Paso Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Cindy, okay.
Yeah, we're back.
The chamber has an office, it's got employees,
Yes, it does.
and it's got concerns.
And it was dirty.
It was dirty. Okay, hey, what business doesn't get dirty?
We had to clean it.
I know, maybe the normal cleaning things we did before just...
Yeah, we have a cleaning service, but it's nothing like what you have to do in a changing environment with COVID.
Okay, so you now have a certificate, and in order to get that special certificate that says, hey, we're not just clean, we're COVID clean.
That's right.
What did you do?
We hired one of our members. We put it out for bid, and we hired one of our members called Lariat Sanitation, and they came in top to bottom, and they cleaned every single solitary thing in our office. Our carpet, our windows, our desktops, our computers, our phones, our floors, our bathrooms, our kitchen, our toilets, our sinks, everything, top to bottom. And when it was done, he gave me a certificate. So when people walk into our office, they see the certificate that this is a sanitized, certified business. Another safety protocol that businesses need to take a look at before they open their doors to be able to make sure their customers are comfortable. Because that's what it's about. It's about making people comfortable, that a business has taken all the safety protocols and they're not complacent about this, that they quickly understand this is not going away.
Right.
We are not in a new normal. We are in an adapting change. We're in a low-touch economy, and so we have to learn to adapt to that. And change is hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It is. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But you have to learn to adapt. You have to learn what are those things, use best practices, find other people who do it, and get back at surviving, building, providing services, and moving your business forward. Our job is to try to be a conduit, to show them how, give them the resources where, be an example of how to do it, and go forward. I have sneeze guards, which is what I call them. They're plexiglass shields in between every single solitary cubicle that I have in my office. I even have mobile sneeze guards so that when I'm sitting here counseling you, I have a plastic sneeze guard between you and me. I have my mask on, you have your mask on.
I hope nobody's used it on you.
Not yet. And we are at doing business. And so we have those protocols so that everyone can feel safe. We do not let anyone in our office without them looking at our retooling sign. And the retooling sign is there's one on our door and there's one as you walk in. And we have to stand this far and take your temperature. You have to fill out our contact tracing form.
Yep.
If there's people in the office that can't have any more than 2 sitting apart, you have to go sit outside on our bench or in our car, and then we'll call you and bring you in. So we've done everything we possibly can to reopen our business because we have our guide, which is reopen, restart, and reignite your business. El Paso's got to get back at it.
Cindy, a couple of quick questions. One, if you've got some members that really want to get that certificate too,
right.
You've got a list of sanitation companies that could do that.
You bet.
Okay, and then finally, we can either look at this one of two ways, right? We can look at this as a horrible burden and, oh, why me? Oh, you know, COVID-19, I'm so sick of it, I'm so tired of it. Or what could we do? What's the other way to go?
We're kind of very adaptable to change because we're entrepreneurial. We don't like it. I don't like it. I like hugging and shaking hands because that's what we are. We're
huggers.
We're an event company.
I know.
But this is what it is. So you know what? I'm not going to live in a bubble. I'm going to learn how to bust that bubble and keep my people safe. And I'm going to move forward and I'm going to teach people how to do that. We have got to try to find a way to reinvent ourselves, create innovation, and small minority business, women veteran business, they're the best at it. So let's get our minds. Let's think, maybe I used to do this little widget. Now I can do this little widget 10 times differently, and I didn't realize I could. And look, now I've opened up a new opportunity. And there are resources in El Paso, and we're one of them, that can help businesses take a breath, take a step back, take a thought, how can I do that, and keep all the safety protocols in check. That's what we're trying to do.
Cindy, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Of course, you can always find more information on this at KTSM.com. A great smile doesn't happen accidentally. We'll visit my friend, Dr. Dan Castro, when we return.
The Weather Authority team has you covered. Everything from what to expect during this year's monsoon to how to stay safe when severe weather strikes. Tune in to KTSM's Summer of the Monsoon, Monday, June 29th at 6:30 on KTSM 9 News.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services.
Great client reviews.
Wainwright's got it.
It's Wainwright's job to get you maximum payout.
That's what Wainwright's all about.
Don't get bullied by that insurance company.
Wainwright takes down even the largest insurance companies.
Ready to fight for your rights 24/7. I'm a Wainwright fan because he wins big settlements.
Get a winner. Get Wainwright.
I'm serious. Just call him.
Call Wainwright Injury Lawyers now. 888-8888. Respect. Justice. Demand it. Wainwright Injury Lawyers.
The open road, the wind in your hair, the feeling of freedom that drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with confidence and peace of mind. That's why your Chevy Clean dealers commit to using enhanced vehicle cleaning measures with CDC-approved cleansers. If you need a new Trax, get 0% APR for 72 months or $3,500 cash allowance. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available, so you can find new roads with confidence.
Hey, I'm Beachbody Super Trainer Autumn Calabrese, and I'm about to do one of my own workouts right here at home on my TV with Beachbody On Demand, and I'm inviting you to do it with me for free. It's just so easy with Beachbody On Demand. I can choose my workout, push play, and I get a great workout done without ever leaving the house. And if you're one of the first 10,000 people this week who text the code below to 303030, I'll text you back your own free membership. You can do the 21-day fix. These simple workouts are perfect for beginners. Or you can take it up a notch with the 21-day fix extreme. If you're looking for a longer program, you should try 80-day obsession. It's great for getting a total body transformation. Or if you want to do something fun, try Country Heat, my calorie-burning dance program. Right there alone is over $800 of my fitness programs you can try for free. But this is your last chance to claim your free membership. Text FIX to 303030, and I'll see you on Beachbody On Demand.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español?
Hablo.
It's hablo?
Yes.
It's hablo.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in the Babbel app to our real-life situations.
The app is so easy to use and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Hoy es miércoles y el clima está muy bueno afuera.
Language for life. Go to Babbel.com and try for free.
Questions about your home equity loans? Let the pros at GCU help. Submit your questions to KTSM.com under the Promotions tab and tune in to KTSM 9 News at 5 Tuesday, July 7th for a GCU professional to answer your questions live.
Now, why am I smiling? Well, that's because we're continuing with our theme of reopening El Paso, and I am at the dentist's office. I'm with my very good friend of a couple of decades now, Dr. Dan Castro. Dr. Castro, so good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Very good to see you, Robert. It's been a long time. You look outstanding. You did a real good job taking care of your home care during the crisis.
This pandemic, we didn't expect it. And I guess a question I have is, when it was at full-blown scare, did people continue to come to the dentist, or did you all of a sudden get a lack of calls?
That's a real good question. We were actually told to close other than phase 1 or treatment of emergency care only. Our goal was to keep the patients out of the hospital rooms, out of the emergency rooms. So we took care of patients that needed to be taken care of on an emergency basis, swelling, toothaches, infections, things of that sort. We didn't want this spreading. Right. During the time, we did see a decrease in appointments because people were told we were only taking care of emergencies. We found that a lot of people took up the advice and stayed at home as they were supposed to.
But your dental care, your regular cleaning, that's critical for health, right?
Very critical. The oral cavity is the gateway to the rest of the body. You're needing to eat properly to get your immune system taken care of, to take care of this COVID virus. You're taking care of your nutritional values. We need to check for oral cancer. A lot of diseases manifest through the mouth first. So we had to take care of everything while everything else was going on as well.
So what has your office done to make sure people are comfortable, they know it's safe, they're ready to see their dentist?
I'm glad you asked. We've got some great things that we did. The beginning starts with the phone call. We check and see who's been sick, ask them the certain questions. Once they approve on those questions and they're clear that they're safe to come in and we're safe for them, they come in, we get your temperature checked outside, we do a pulse oximeter, check your oxygen levels, and then once we clear that, we come on in and go straight to the treatment rooms.
Let's talk about the treatment rooms. Take a quick look at me here.
You look really good. I'm really impressed. Maybe a little cleaning. You've been maybe a little grinding, a little clenching like everyone else has. We can take really good care of that. And once we're in there, maybe we can do a little talk about previews. The preview software, that's a great question. Preview is a software that we incorporated which allows the patient to get an idea of what they will look like if they wanted to have cosmetic dentistry done, if they wanted an implant placed where a tooth was missing, or just whitening their teeth. At the beginning of your appointment, a picture was taken of you, and that is going to be worked on, and then we'll show you the imaging afterwards. It takes a matter of minutes, but it's instantaneous. In the old days, we'd have to take an impression, send it to the lab, have them do all the work, and then a couple of weeks later, we get it back. So with the preview, the patient gets to see immediately what they're possibly going to look like.
I've got another question. Let's say there's a little problem here cosmetically. What the heck is a CEREC crown, same-day crown? Explain that.
The CEREC crown, God, you have some good questions. So the CEREC crown in a day is very popular right now because patients don't want to make extra visits. So when a patient comes in and they need a crown, we can prep it, we'll do a digital impression, scan it, and then while the patient is waiting, the crown will be milled. then it will be cemented in place and adjusted. In 1 day, exactly. All in 1 day. What's better, 2 appointments or 1 appointment? I know, isn't that funny? I know. I think that's great. Very, very impressive questions. Let's finish taking a peek here.
Dr. Castro, I just want to tell you right now, nothing makes you feel more confident and happy than big old smiles.
Big smile.
Thank you so much for all of your treatment today, and I just want to let everybody know that all of this is available at KTSM.com, and don't forget to click on that Studio 9 button. Hey.
Awesome.
Hey.
Very good.
Fresh.
Fresh. As fresh as a daisy.
Yes, it is. I know what you're wondering. When is the El Paso Country Club going to open up that steam room again? And we're going to sample the best cheese in the borderland. Mwah! You stay with us.
I'm a member of American Home Shield, which means this faucet may be freaking out, but I'm not.
All good here.
Something's wrong with my AC. It's blowing pretty hard and it won't turn off. Luckily, I'm a member of American Home Shield. My plan helps cover the cost when parts of more than 20 home appliances and systems wear out. If they can't repair them, they'll replace them.
American Home Shield is the largest and pays the most home warranty claims.
It covers things home insurance doesn't, no matter their age. It's a beautiful day.
I've never felt so good. Give American Home Shield a call to find the right plan for you.
800-620-7380. That's 800-620-7380. Hey, Janice!
The open road, the wind in your hair, the feeling of freedom that drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with confidence and peace of mind. That's why your Chevy Clean dealers commit to using enhanced vehicle cleaning measures with CDC-approved cleansers. If you need a new Trax, get 0% APR for 72 months or $3,500 cash allowance. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available, so you can find new roads with confidence.
Celebrate the freedom of a great night's sleep and save big during the July 4th sale at Denver Mattress. Sleep cool all night long and save up to $500 on the superior cooling comfort of a Tempur-Breeze. Or save 25% on our entire Doctor's Choice lineup. Any size, any model. Check out the budget-friendly queen-size Summit Firm, now only $189.99. Plus 4 years, no interest financing, and free shipping right to your doorstep. Don't miss the July 4th sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Now Simparica Trio simplifies protection.
Ticks and fleas? See ya.
Heartworm disease? No way.
Simparica Trio is the first chewable that delivers all this protection. And Simparica Trio is demonstrated safe for puppies. It's simple. Go with Simparica Trio. This drug class has been associated with neurologic adverse reactions, including seizures. Used with caution in dogs with a history of these disorders. Protect him with all your heart. Simparica Trio.
If you have a passion for the healthcare industry and want to be part of the solution, then start today. Don't wait and start your new career this summer at Southwest University. Earn a new career in as little as 9 months. Earn a degree as a surgical technician, sonographer, or registered nurse in less than 2 years. Early summer enrollment ends June 25th, so don't wait and enroll today. For more information, visit us now at southwestuniversity.edu. Last day to enroll is June 25th. Southwest University makes you happen.
I'm here at the El Paso Country Club. I've been a member here for a long time. I love this place, but like every business, it was hit with a tsunami of problems once COVID-19 hit. Joining me now is Andy Katami. He is the general manager and CEO of El Paso Country Club. Andy, nice to see you on this day.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be with you.
Okay, now Country Club members, of course, in the beginning, I think everybody was just stunned, so it was probably pretty quiet. But then, when did the complaints start? When am I going to get to golf? When am I going to get to eat in the restaurant?
Absolutely. It was about middle of March when basically that tsunami hit us, just like anybody else. There was a lot of unknowns. what's happening, what's the future for the club, what are the services, what's going to happen and all that. And we were all obviously in the same boat. We did not know what's going to come up. So slowly, the gym got closed, the daycare and the spa got closed, and then the golf course got closed, the tennis course. So basically the facility just went to idle. And the only thing we were allowed to do was the catering for pickup orders, and the restaurant was only allowed to operate as a to-go place for the members.
Now, how did you comply with the law and keep your members happy and keep people from going, okay, I'm out of here?
It was a very difficult task. It was a very difficult time for the first, right about middle of March to about end of April was a very tough time for us. I was in direct communication with my membership via email, phone calls, messages, keeping them all together, telling them that slowly things will get better. We had a lot of news that, you know, eventually the state of Texas will be opening, going through the phases and all of that. A lot of concern on the membership side, but I think El Paso Country Club overall is such a special place for its members and for its staff. I'm proud to say that we did not have one unemployment case at El Paso Country Club. We kept everyone on the payroll. Membership was extremely pleased that we are having a bright future coming back and open up, and they stayed on board with us, and we were very fortunate to have that.
What phase are we in, and where does everything stand right now?
We are on phase 2, and at the moment, the restaurant, as of today, is at 75% capacity, and the table occupancy has been raised to 10 people. Outdoor patio, there are no restrictions. We can have as many people as we need to have. However, we do need to follow the CDC guidelines of the social distancing and the 6 feet, and the staff wearing the mask and the gloves and all the sanitation that needs to be done.
So phase 3 coming soon?
Phase 3, we're hoping by the end of this month. We'll get back to 100% capacity. Our catering can get back to 100% capacity, and basically normal life.
Andy, one last question. Phase 3, do I get my steam room back?
Absolutely. We're definitely shooting for that. That is a priority.
Now that's reopening.
That is a priority.
Okay.
You got it, sir.
Andy, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
You can find out more information on KTSM.com.
From a variety of animals to homemade cheese. Licon Dairy is a small farm in San Elizario, just a few minutes east of El Paso. Owners have been making fresh asadero cheese since the 1950s.
He really enjoyed living on a farm.
Angel Licon's grandfather decided to show others a peek into his life.
He had about 8 cows, and they would make a few packages a day. They'd take them to, they'd sell them door by door. It's an honor, it's a legacy that we have to fulfill, and they're big boots that we have to fill.
Angel Licon, the 3rd generation to continue the tradition. The cheese is made fresh 7 days a week, starting at 4 in the morning. First, the milk is pasteurized. Then it is mixed with a special solution until the cheese is separated from the curd. It's heated until it reaches the right consistency. Separated into the perfect size, it's flattened with a tortilla press. Ten slices into the bag.
We use the same recipe for 60 years.
After you visit the grocery store to get yourself some cheese, you can come over and feed the animals at the petting zoo like Roger.
He's like a giant puppy. He doesn't realize that he's as big as he is, so he'll, try and play with you.
Donkeys are waiting to get a treat from visitors, while ostriches and peacocks are showing off their feathers. And goats are hoping to get a little extra attention.
So we've had people come in from Canada. We have people coming in from all over. We had people last year from New Zealand.
The Licon family says it's the people who visit who make Licon Dairy what it is.
And the restaurant, they'll have dinner and we sit with them and talk with them about their travels and how different life is from over here, from wherever they're from.
Reporting in San Elizario for Destination Texas, I'm Susie Castillo.
What did I tell you about that cheese? This is your show, so if you have an idea of a business you'd like to spotlight or a place in the community that is just a treasure, we are all about positive borderland living. This is Studio 9. You can see everything at KTSM.com. Just click on the Studio 9 tab. I'm Robert Bettis. Thank you for watching Studio 9. Remember, you keep smiling, keep shining, Borderland.
I can't wait to be a coder. But I have to go to college first. I have a 529 plan. Save money now for kind of less student debt later. The money your parents and others put in may be tax deductible. A 529 from the education plan, a little today goes a long way.
For the last 40 years, Gray Heating and Air Conditioning has given its customers the satisfaction of great service and expertise in heating, air conditioning, and indoor air quality. Call Gray Heating and Air Conditioning. Carrier factory authorized dealers. Carrier. Turn to the